buddies, whatever, their ground up part is no good. Their feet are too close together, toes are sideways, you're bent over. With bad back guy, can't do that. When I went to see Jim in 2004, that's why I'm still here. Because he showed me how to use the body correctly and not hurt it. So I have no pain, which is, I better not say it too loud, but so tell them how, go ahead, give it a rip.
Well,
how do we start?
It all starts with posture. We just want, we want your fanny underneath you. You want to brace your legs in. You want to be shoulder width. One very, very important thing, a fundamental of the golf swing, is to turn that right toe in. That's what creates coil and resistance. If that toe's turned out, you twist too much. So that's the fundamental that we did of getting his posture and getting him up. We wanted to get his spine and get him balanced, so then it's easy to go to his right leg inside, never outside, and go to the left. And that way your balance is right foot, left foot. It's inside the right foot to the left toe. And that's where your balance should be in the golf swing. You don't want to be
what it is in every other sport. Every other sport, it's right to left if you're a right-handed person. It's right. It's right. I call it back to the right, up to the left.
Yeah.
So when I stood there with a bad back, feet like this, basically heels together, basically, and bent over, I mean, it destroys that, and this really hurts. So what I learned is outside shoulder measurements, like he's always inside my feet, so it looks like that. So now I have balance, right? Standing like this, I have balance. I'm not standing like this, so I can move as much as I want, side to side. I can do whatever I want. But there has to be moved back into the right to make the ball go forward, period.
The outside shoulder width to the inside of your feet.
Inside your feet,
that's
yes.
a Hogan
Absolutely.
also.
Absolutely.
Hogan also talked about the right foot being perpendicular to the target line.
And then later he even talked about turning it in.
Okay.
Yeah. He sure did.
More so.
And that creates the coil. See, that's your resistance. You look at a good hitter in baseball, they turn the foot in. Look at an ice skater, a hockey player. They plant this way, they sure don't plant that way.
Right.
So when they plant here, they can
go
use
to the
leg.
target.
How many amateurs do you see perpendicular or even inside?
Almost none.
Almost
none. And it's because they don't know. So I always say this: if I have say a narrow stance, say this is my stance with a 6-iron, which is horrible, narrow stance, and my toes are out this way, my right foot's out. All of a sudden, the right hip over rotates, the right knee straightens. It's just physics. Okay, with it.
And as soon as it does, your left
everything
goes
goes
this way.
everything goes sideways, like you said. 13 sockets and joints.
They got to coordinate together.
And if one of them goes off, what did the other with 12 do? They follow suit. Well, that was really cool he told me that, because I didn't understand that. But so now look, if I'm wide, and the wider you get, the taller you become. If I'm standing like this, I got to bend. Let's just exaggerate. If I'm standing like that, I'm taller. So in a normal stance, which I think this is, for me, shoulders inside feet, I'm tall. My spine is not tilted. I mean, it's tilted a little bit, but it's not bent over. It's not rounded. So I have no stress. So now if I push back into my right, this thing holds me. See, the hip's not moving much. But as soon as I turn the toes out, this thing over rotates, it's over. It's all she wrote.
Can't get back to the ball.
No, you can't. You can't push. And I always say that once I get back in here somewhere, now I can push that way. And every time I push that way, look at the club. It's right on the ball. So that's the easy part to understand. Is it easy to do? No, you got to work your butt off. But it's physics, and that's what he taught me the most about it. Because I believed that when I first came down, the club has to move up and the club has to move down. It cannot go sideways and sideways. If the club goes sideways, guess what the ball does? Go sideways.
As players age, amateur players, they'll cheat that foot out to try and get more of a turn. But are you saying it's a fake turn, or it's not really?
Well, first of all,
this is good.
You see, if you turn that out and try to turn, all you do is twist. You twist into your left leg because you can't turn from 2 sockets and 2 joints. Now, ask a physics professor how, because you can't. So what happens is your spine has to move into that socket, into that leg, then it recoils. And it's very important that your posture be up, because you have to be up to hit down. And think about how your legs would work. If your fanny and Hogan used to talk about holding it down,
His butt underneath him.
And that's your legs working, see, provided this is braced and your legs react.